Hello and welcome to Vista Voices. I'm your host, Chris Vazano, along with David Reese, and today is Vista Spotlight, where we spotlight an Engage member, and today our very special guest is Jackson Williams.
Hello everyone, I am Jackson Williams.
Thank you for being on the show, Jackson.
Oh, my pleasure.
So my questions for you are, what made you choose Vista?
So it was to become more independent and to make more friends and learn life skills and stuff like that.
Great. And what is your favorite part of living at Settlers or living in Engage?
To be social and hang out with friends.
Jackson, I'm Jackson. How long have you been in the Engage program at Vista?
I would say 10 years.
Yeah.
10 years. That's how long I've been at the Engage program, is 10 years.
And I have questions from Danny Lager. How long have you been working at Walmart?
Also 10 years, which is going to be a big milestone that I'm going to be celebrating in October.
And what are your hobbies?
So my hobbies are, I basically take photos on my phone, and at home we have a kind of production called Old Church Road Productions, where we make iMovies off all mobile devices.
Well, that sounds very interesting.
Yeah.
David, do you want to read these questions James has?
Yeah. I'm Jackson. When did you first come to Vista?
It was September 13th, 2013, I believe.
Where do you live at Settlers Place, and how do you like it?
I love it. I get to spend time with friends. We watch movies, we play video games, we play board games, and we watch television shows.
Yeah?
Like Arrow and Supergirl.
Well, thank you for being on the show, Jackson.
Thank you,
Anytime.
Jackson.
It was a pleasure.
And that's all the time we have for on Vista's Voices. We'll see you next week. Bye.
Hello everyone, welcome to Lynch's Monthly Sports Jam. This is your host, James Lynch, and today we are going to explore the NFL merger. The NFL League has been split into both the American Football Conference, the AFC, as well as with the National Football Conference, which is the NFL, and what they call now the merger. It came back together as many different rivals in the year of 1970 because just so they could connect to balance the conferences originally formed as this. That was just the American Football Conference, with many teams having most of those still in their same ones today, as well as the National Football Conference being put together. The NFL made lots of structure to have more rivalries face off against each other, which made scheduling easier and more competitive for the groups together. Even made it historical, as the AFL started in 1960, so it could be viewed for talent and viewership into separating leagues, not just combining one to get to the championship game. At last, they came to an agreement to end the chaos, as it became known, as they formed the modern NFL after the 1969 Super Bowl, when Joe Namath's guarantee was accurate. He said that he guaranteed the Jets will win the Super Bowl against the heavily favorite at the time Baltimore Colts at the Orange Bowl in Miami, Florida, which led to the two leagues agreeing to a deal. As for the purpose, the original structure provided a big picture for scheduling and having multiple playoff qualifications for many of those teams. The divisions made intense rivalries to work together, with each team in their division playing their opponents twice a year. And whoever wins those divisions gets automatic playoff spots, along with at least one home playoff game, which was becoming the main goal over teams to play multiple games, leading it up to the Super Bowl, having only one single champ, combining from, as mentioned earlier, from both the AFC and NFC conferences. But I've mentioned the rest in previous episodes on how this all works from the two parties. Now, I would say this is great for the NFL. Ever since 2002, expanding into 32 teams and now 14 from each league makes it more competitive, coming down to the wire for the playoffs. Also, being a Jets fan, still as most feel today, but memorable is the famous quote of Joe Namath, "I guarantee it," referring to the Jets will win tomorrow, with the next day being Super Bowl Sunday. At least it is hard to believe that these Jets have not made the Super Bowl since 1969, winning it, which means they haven't won the AFC title. Crazy to say, considering they've been around for so long. Thank you for joining me in January on Lynch's Monthly Sports Jam. We will see you next month.
Hello and welcome to Real Deal. I'm your host, Chris Vizzano, and in preparation of mid-award season, I will be reviewing Reds, directed and starring an on-screen legend known as Warren Beatty. The film has a glorious cast with the late Diane Keaton and Jack Nicholson in their prime. The film is about a journalist named Jack Reed who is trying to start a labor union that has a mixture of communist and socialist beliefs. And he meets a wide-eyed journalist played by Diane Keaton, who instantly is turned on by his good looks and sophistication. They instantly fall in love, and their romance is chronicled in a way that is so beautiful and powerful and is annotated in love letters. There is a love triangle that emerges with a poet named Eugene, played by Nicholson, who is quite intrigued by Louise's style of writing. However, Louise's heart belongs to Jack, and we see them go through harrowing political discord endemic with the strife in Russia between the unions. Those scenes are very appealing as well, with the kaleidoscope of colors and opinions. What kept me watching was the elongated love story that holds the movie together with the help of Warren Beatty's brilliant direction, accurately recreating Greenwich Village in the early 1900s in Soviet Russia. I give this film my highest recommendation, a 10 out of 10. Thank you for watching.
welcome to David's the Dugout. Hi, I am David Reese, and I'm going to talk about this week's sports highlights. This week in college basketball, UConn women's basketball team is still undefeated. Their record is 21-0. This week in the NFL, New England Patriots beat the Denver Broncos in an AFC championship game on Sunday, January 25th in Denver, 10-7, and are playing in the Super Bowl against Seattle Seahawks on Sunday, February 8th at 6:30 p.m. in San Francisco. This week in NBA, Boston Celtics are playing at home against Atlanta Hawks on Wednesday, January 28th at 7:30 in Boston. My favorite game of the week is UConn men's. My favorite game of the week is UConn men's basketball team winning against Villanova at home on Saturday, January 24th in overtime. The score was 75 to 65. The game I am looking forward to next is NFL Pro Bowl game on Tuesday, February 3rd at 8 p.m. See you next time at the Dugout.
Hi, I'm your host, Danny Lago. This is Danny's Football Facts. Los Angeles Rams get eliminated from AFC Conference Championship by Seattle Seahawks. Los Angeles Rams will be in the playoffs for 2026 season. They are the second to last AFC team in the playoffs. Without elimination from the wildcard round and divisional round in 2026 season, Los Angeles Rams are playing with AFC West or Las Vegas Raiders and Denver Broncos away games. Los Angeles Dodgers, Kansas City Chiefs for home games. AFC East are New York Giants and Dallas Cowboys. For home games, is for Denver away for home games. And for Denver Eagles, the Washington Commanders for away games. Going to the Los Angeles Rams 2026 season on their one of their home games will be in Australia. Because the Australian government wants NFL to discuss Los Angeles Rams head coach McVay will confirm their game in Australia. Check out more about Los Angeles Rams next time. See you later.